And action. Not even water. It's kind of humid. Welcome to season 1, episode 2 of the after show of episode 2. It's been quite the pickle kind of an episode.
The 2 microphones are behind you.
Oh, I guess we need to get the microphones this way. Hopefully they can still hear us.
Put this one right in your pocket so you get some nice ASMR from Mike.
That sounded kind of
All the
gay.
heavy breathing.
You want to hold that one out loud? I think this will probably catch it. I'm going to put this one right here. So
If you hold this one and Mike holds that one, we should pick everybody up.
So.
Get me
All
on
right.
stereo.
Mike's going to be the loudest because it's right there and he's already got it.
No, maybe I'll have Sam hold it because he's the quietest. All right, guys, suck it in so we don't look so pregnant. All right, and action.
All right, so welcome
to
to the after show of Beat the Smith. We had quite an adventure, to say the least.
It was quite a pickle too.
And it started out with a friend of ours coming down to help direct, who doesn't necessarily enjoy pickles all that much. And so we really just wanted to mess with him and put pickles around the shop. We were eating them in front of him. Just the smell alone kind of makes him heave a little bit. And then Sam
Aim the microphone there. He's quiet too.
ended up in a pickle himself. Right after I said how great these guys were doing and how fast everything was coming along. And how impressive it was that
That's a reference I haven't heard forever.
how impressive it was at the speed that they were going, especially with the Japanese knife. That is a very skinny spine, only beveled on one side. It looks like a very simple design, and both of them learned very quickly that it is not a simple one. So, anyway, Sam,
We're doing a pass around the mic.
walk us through kind of start to finish, as far as your mishap, your good stuff that
Look
happened,
at the camera too.
and everything else. We'll start with day one and kind of end with now.
I'm just glad I'm not the only one here with a big round belly there, you know. This blends in a little more. Hey, we're not all wearing black here. What the fuck? I screwed up. I screwed up.
I started out in the forge. It was really good, and thought I had a good blade other than some slight design flaws. I went to cut the tip off all the extra material, and when I started to cut, I noticed a line in the blade, and stopped right there, and I pulled it out of the vise, and it was in 2 pieces.
Man, I put you right in that deal, didn't it?
It wasn't a big deal, but a little bit of a pick.
That's what she said too.
At that moment,
Wasn't
not
a very
everything
big
was
deal.
kosher.
Not everything was kosher.
Not everything was kosher.
The theme of the show was definitely a pickle.
So instead of welding it, you decided to go back in.
And reforge another one. And with the time constraints, we went with leaf spring, some recycled material, so all you greenies can
And this death show, anything fucking goes on this one.
be glad. But yeah, forged up, and unfortunately, I had to go back home. So
We had to pick up
we
another
had to pick
weekend.
up another weekend. Came down, started the grind. Trying to get that blade as thin as it needs to be is not comfortable.
I've noticed that you were real hesitant to get in there and ground meat. Fuck it, if it's gonna lose, it's gonna lose. It's just
And then, of course, we had belt mishaps. We had 2 of them snap on me.
That's the best time you ever had. Somebody hasn't slapped him around for a long time. Sorry, just have to say that.
It's your story. You can tell it however you want. We all
It's his
know.
fantasy.
I think we got it on the audio the first time. Ooh.
Yeah, ground it down, finished it up. It looks okay.
He also, neither one of them could get their tang drilled out deep enough, so they both had to
Burn in.
burn in.
Oh, really?
I kind of like
And
burn-ins.
When Sam went to go do his burn in, his epoxy separated on his handle, so he had to re-glue it.
Oh,
Yeah, that's why you don't do that until after you do your burn-in. Usually I just slit the other ones just wide enough and then burn in the main part. But there's your free tip. I didn't even notice they were all glued on there with epoxy. But well, now you know.
So
knowing's half the battle.
for that type of blade, single bevel and everything else, is that something you ever want to do again?
I'll probably practice it a couple times, but no, it's not something I want to do full time. And the octagon handle sucks.
Trying to keep that even.
For me, they're uncomfortable to work with.
It turned out well, though. Yeah, they sure did.
The meat slicer, chomper, tree chopper. I don't care for how thin the back of the spine is. Even for my chef knives, that's way, way too thin for me. If I ever take an order for that, I'm definitely going to charge a lot more. Due to being thin it is, just in case one blade. Yeah, that's not guaranteed to survive heat treat. I left mine pretty thick. I mean, I got it within, somewhere between 5/32 and 1/8 inch. I mean, I left some pretty good metal on it for the purpose of heat treating, and then grind off the rest. Once you leave a risk of doing that, of bluing your blade, overheating your blade, but
You get a lot of opportunity for warping and stuff
yes, yeah, a lot of work. I mean, that's why you leave it a little thicker. I did get a little bit of warp in. I was tapping on it. I'm not 100% sure if that's a crack in that or just a carbon burnout. I am sure if we soak it in acid, I don't know. It's not all the way through. I surely figured once I started straightening it, that it had a little bit of a, what was it, that I was going to repeat a different show. I was having a little bit of flashback to, oh God, this is going to suck.
So, same thing for you, Mike. Kind of walk us through how it started, how it ended, any workarounds you had to do, stuff like that.
Well, forging out was the easy part. I should have forged it a little bit, just a little hair thinner, because I did leave it quite heavy. It was probably almost 1/4 inch, 3/16, somewhere there to begin with. But then again, I'd rather have a little extra than measure 5 times, cut once, go back and get another 2x4 kind of thing. So, but from the guy there, Sam breaking his, I get to do a lot of watching and then move cameras around too on that part because I was all done with mine. And then getting and grinding after heat treat, we did tempering, and that's when I noticed the cracks along the edges. I mean, I literally ground 1/4 inch off of here. So,
He had a number of cracks on that
all
thing
the way
before.
down. I figured there were. That's why I mentioned Kevin that if there's any event catastrophic, we'll just call it. And I mean, there was no sense that I ought to put you in the wind. But then I would have been definitely a non-kosher dill pickle. Probably like been like bread and butter pickle. Them things are nasty. Very nasty.
Best pickle.
Those
No.
are the best.
Well,
Best one? No.
he's adopted, ain't he?
I think so.
Mom dropped him on the head.
That was actually him.
Oh,
Yeah, that was me. She uses that excuse a lot.
oh Lord. But
That's why I got into rodeo.
I started-
on my head.
when I started getting kind of panicky was getting the handle on there, getting it fitted. I almost didn't get the handle on there because I waited a little, was screwing around trying to stuff glue down in there. I should have made a bigger hole for it than burned it through. I got the wind or the dog knocking. Or the dog. Oh. I finally, yeah, squirrel moment.
Sam's just
This
popping bottles
episode
here.
brought to you by ADHD Squirrel. I went to put the handle on it, and the glue down here in the bottom of it started hardening up. So I really had to, and I actually bent the tip. So afterwards, I had to pound it back off just a little bit. And I don't know if you guys noticed, I got a nice epoxy spacer.
Film back too.
At first, I thought
Oh,
that was
that's right
actually
here.
a
Yeah,
black
that was-
liner.
Yeah, that was filled with super glue, because that way the wood was already. But that was not intentional. Somehow I pulled it off and made it look pretty decent. I don't know how, but I was thinking about putting a spacer there. I guess I got one anyway. Shaping the hand, yeah, sort of, yeah. Panic and trying to get everything on there, so handle shaping it up and everything. After that, once I got on the handle and got it shaped up, and that was all downhill from there. And again, first one done again.
Is that something that you want to do again?
This, if somebody's willing to pay me the right price, yeah. And it'll be Damascus, not high carbon. Damascus is much more forgiving than straight high carbon 01 tool steel.
As thin as that is, that Damascus.
The Damascus pop. A lot of them will actually, what they are is a sandmine setup. From what I've been reading, they'll do some kind of stainless steel Damascus now because of the cutlery, and then they put a high carbon core forge weld up to it. So at least that's what I've a little bit read. And I'm sure there's different ways and different makers and like that. But I'll pass the mic. Sounds so dirty.
You're gonna just pass yourself around.
Hey, if the money's right.
Right. Any thoughts on what you would do differently?
Damascus blade. Built half a dozen more.
Practice.
Yeah. The last little bit, yeah, the wavy on there because I totally forgot.
You know, and it's one you can't see, but you can feel it.
Mhm.
That's you can't really see it, but
Very subtle.
yeah, running your finger down is
Yep.
the only way you can.
I actually can see it. If you hold your blade like that, you'll see it right, especially right there.
a little bit, but
You
it's
gotta have a trained eye, for this kind of thing.
you gotta stare at it.
You know what? I'm not gonna hold that because I might get stabbed.
No, go for it.
I've been opened up.
I want. Yeah, this one's. There we go. Do some damage. Sam, how about you? And what would you do a little different?
I'd grind more.
Grind
Like I
more.
said, taking the excess metal off was just a little nerve wracking because with that single bevel and the other side flat, I mean, it's just, you
See
know,
where
which way to
Tips.
go.
My strategy was on it.
It is,
You know,
it's fair.
thinking in my head, when I first got it down to where I wanted, I figured I'll take the majority of the bulk off the flat.
And that just
I took it down to a certain point, and then I figured, well, I can pull the rest in with
You
metal,
got it straight.
which
out
I
a little
did.
Mhm.
Flatten the back, as you can see, there's kind of two different spots on it. You get the edge bevel, not the edge bevel, the bevel,
Yes. Yeah.
and then a flat above that. I took all the minion down to where I wanted, flattened it on the back some more, took it down on the edge, and then did the rest on the back. I mean, that wasn't forethinking, that was just on the fly, adapt and overcome.
So, I guess Sam, let me ask you this too: did breaking that first one kind of put you on edge a little bit on this one?
Yeah, it's a blade style I've never made, and just overthinking everything and underthought.
Not only that, Sam's never made a blade just from an image.
It's everything I've ever made. It's just been, yeah, that looks good. Never had to copy anything.
Gotcha.
I honestly, and this is just my thinking, correct me, judges, if Sam's handle would have been straight instead of pointed down, and it was half as thick,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he would have won.
Yes. Yep.
I think so.
I agree.
You know, really, the blade thickness and the angle of the handle was really the only issue as far as this specific competition.
I like the look of that handle. I like
Yeah.
the feel of it.
It's a little beefier. It's choked up on the knife on a much better spot. I think we did mention, I think, that it's maybe just a touch long, but that's not really a big
Never
deal.
said by any woman ever.
It is a little long, maybe
Let's stop
a quarter, half an inch shorter. But
She's just lying to you, bud.
if you look at a lot of Japanese influenced knives, they got long handles.
Yeah, they do.
They do. You're right.
I never understood entirely
And
why.
like not to interrupt you, but the spacing between the handle and that, from the picture you found originally, it looks like that to me that the handle is spaced back further.
So typically, with the handle, where it curves back right here
Yeah.
on this tip, your handle starts maybe a quarter of an inch behind it.
So what's really weird though is it doesn't look wrong visually. It doesn't look wrong. But when you're holding
Yeah,
it, trying to
I
use it,
I guess that's one thing I should have done for sure.
yeah, like that's when you notice.
But I'm not a chef, so I make, but this is why I like to work with my customers and such like that. Especially if they're close enough to come in and
Yeah, no, we were definitely this one really does feel though like it would go great in my camping kit because that one would not hold up. This one would.
yeah, definitely butchering, chopping.
Yep.
That's for the more fine arts, like the artsy, fartsy wine and cheese.
Right. Yeah, no. If I'm cutting herbs and tomatoes, I want that one. If I'm cutting, when I have barbecue, well, this one.
Really, it just came down to this is a chef knife for the kitchen.
Exactly. Yep. that is literally we had to look at what the purpose of this knife was.
of this challenge.
So
Yeah.
I basically won by a slim of a pickle, huh?
You won by a
You
sliver
were
of a pickle.
you were definitely a hamburger slice away.
That's cool.
Had the competition been for a slightly different knife, this one definitely would have.
Mm-hmm.
So speaking from episode to episode, we'll actually get down. I guess we better get down the floor because you get itchy over there.
Well, I don't have a whole lot to say. One thing I did notice about
Look
this knife.
Oh, we can talk to each other.
We
They
can talk to each other. This
I
is
know.
an after show. This looks like a knife that you'd buy at the store.
It does.
It is a final, beautiful product. That's what really caught my eye first. So you did an amazing job with that.
So when you first looked at it, who do you think was which?
I actually thought that one was yours
Just because it's chunky.
Yeah, well, fuck you.
because you only make heavy stuff.
That's what she's. Well, you got to keep it with the thing with things,
I told him to guess which one, and then I told him you're going to be surprised, and they went, "Oh crap, it's this one." And
The nice thing was we couldn't tell whose knife was which.
Oh, because I think things a little thicker. I'm overcompensating a little bit, okay?
well, he do typically like the EDCs, drop point hunters, stuff like
Yeah,
that. Those are all
right.
thicker.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. I mean, this honestly does kind of have more of a hunting knife
Yes.
vibe to the shape of the blade. And yeah, it's a little
Well-
thicker, handle's a little chunkier. So, and I also, to be fair, I've never seen any of Sam's knives either, so I don't have a base point for his work. But
Guess we should send some pictures in.
The last episode that we did with Chris, they opened
Probably
them both
fun.
up and went, "That one's mine."
yeah, no, it was obvious last
Yeah.
episode. So
Very cool.
it never hurts my feelings. Honestly, this thing, if you had just a little more metal on the back, just call it a cleaver and just be done.
Yeah.
It just came straight.
Yeah, buddy. So, what do you think the difference between the two episodes so far?
Man, it's nice not being completely blindsided when I'm walking in,
Yeah.
having some idea of what a order of operations are.
Wow. Can't give everything right off the bat. I mean, the first one's pretty. Oh God. it was.
No. I mean, obviously, you got to start somewhere. That's the reason there's pilot episodes, right?
Pilots, test show. We're gonna throw it out there anyway.
Right. No.
Well,
Absolutely.
With the DD Tactical, we had the one for you guys' dad. I was talking to my wife about it, and she said, "That's really not fair because Mike's already made the knife.
Yep.
He's
Yeah, I
making
agree.
it already, and then the competition comes in.
But he still messed it up.
True.
I still messed up though. Well,
And
so
so-
they did kind of redesign the DD Tactical a little bit to phase 3 of it instead of version 2. So
That was one thing I really liked about having just the image.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's what I told him. I
No,
said
yeah,
some of
we
the
need
next ones he's not gonna have made.
yeah, I mean it's not a bad idea. I never really occurred to me about doing that. I just thought the DD Tactical, the theme and everything was wanted to do that for you guys because you guys helped me out as a personal thank you, and as well too, kind of just turn the favor. Except this one wanted more than just a favor. I told him he didn't have enough money.
So for our next episode,
Not worldwide news.
It's okay. It's going on the dance page.
I was gonna say it's already out there. He had to cough up a big check that time because it was a small pickle. It was more like a
OnlyFans.
brine shrimp.
A Brian shrimp?
Brian, yeah, Brian. Well, there's 2 Brians. Got the other guy that doesn't like pickles is Brian, so it fits,
Yeah.
That's definitely no deal. What are you turning red for?
What about you?
Oh, Oh.
so our next episode, we've got a hobbyist that's pretty new, under a year, coming in to challenge a
And
veteran.
Sam gets to pick the blade this time. So go easy on him.
It will
Yeah,
definitely
Go
need
easy
to
on
be.
me too.
It'll definitely need to be a simple one, and it's going to be broken over multiple days during the weekday.
Give me the design. I'll do another one of these.
Do you have any thoughts on it? Do we get any previews? Or do we not get to know yet?
Got one. The old,
Do you want to drop? Can't really tell him. Can't really say that. Even though it's the F show, they're gonna have to wait for the end after show to find out. So
Do we have a hint?
it's a blade,
Made of metal?
maybe.
That does sound nice.
You know what would be fun though? I've never done one. I've done one out of bronze, like copper. That would be. I mean,
not for a newbie.
no, not for a newbie, but it's an idea for a blade for later down the road doing copper because that's a whole different realm of things to do. I did get to play. Huh?
Go mine.
No, just copper blade, solid copper. Fortune Copper out. I did a little bit with Dustin Rhodes and his daughter out there. She's kind of more of an expert when she's playing with it. God, I just drew a blank of his daughter today. Elizabeth Rhodes. She does a lot of copper blades, such as that. One thing is you don't heat treat them; you work hard them. You quench it, don't nail them. You heat them up and then quench it.
Do you work it hard or do you work it cold?
You work it hot. Talk dirty
That's
to
what I
it and whisper to it naughty things.
That's what I was
warm.
doing when I was asking you.
Yeah,
I
I know.
meant working it hot. Yeah.
It's always a hot time. And then you just work it with a flatter to give it some kind of hardness to it.
Interesting.
That would be fun. That would be definitely a challenge there.
It'd be really cool to
that would
do
be
that and then have it with little indents and stuff, kind of like a copper seam,
Oh yeah.
and then do a antler handle.
Yeah.
See, I was thinking turquoise would be cool.
Turquoise would be
Yeah,
sweet too.
Anything else? Any thoughts, guys? I mean, Tom, John, future episodes. We still need sponsors to help pay for the editing. We've got room for some more banners. We just picked up Phoenix Abrasive. A few other guys too. Get your name in the credit. Your link, website in the credits. Hell, get your name on the chair too. The economy kind of sucks right now. I'm gonna have to go find some part-time work. So, yay me! Let's go. Somebody. We'll try not to do too political here, but yeah, I think that's pretty much. I mean, it was a fun time. Thanks for doing it.
Actually, that brings up another thought, though. Sam, do you have any socials or anything like that that people can find you on?
No, not yet.
Not yet?
I've been wanting to get them set up, but just time and not knowing how to do it. So
Maybe
I
by
gotta
the
find
time
somebody to
videos
help.
start going out, we'll have some information.
And I knew this one was going to be a fun challenge. I was going to be really shocked if we got it done in 2 days.
And we didn't. It was, like we said, quite the deal.
Yeah, we added an extra day, and both these guys says if I ever make another one of these, it's taking me at least 3 weeks.
I would say so. The blade itself, forging part's not too bad. Actually, honestly, I don't think I'd forge the blade out the shape. I think I would just run a billet of Damascus out and stock remove. I really would. I'd run it down to probably about 5/32 to 1/8 inch, and then grind from there. I really would, because it would save a lot of headache. And I mean, I can forge it out, but and surface grinder. That's the word I was looking for earlier today in the episode. Give me a surface grinder. Put the billet on there. With the big, huh?
What?
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 Who? Yes. What just popped in my head? I knew I'd remember eventually. Clean that billet off and then just trace everything out and then cut it out. Nothing wrong with that.
I mean, most knives like that are stamped. I mean,
Yeah. Well, no, I think the Japs.
I think the Japanese probably forge them.
I think they forge the steel, but I think they
steel. But
cut them out for that thin enough. I mean, I'm not, again, have to do your own research, have to look it up. But honestly, that would be fun to go over to look at the guys that make them. They're still making the old-fashioned way. To live over there for a month or so, even if they just let you watch, would be awesome. Granted, I'd be like trying to fidget play and wanting to do everything else, but that's just me. That would be fun. Plus the Japanese food. I'd probably lose weight. Go eat some.
Just in the worms.
Hey, get a little bit of that. Yeah, there you go.
You know what I think would be a good idea too is getting one of those sharpness testers.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that too.
I looked at them though, and they are pretty darn spendy.
Are they?
They're about $300.
And there we go. If anybody wants to buy one of that, ship to the shop, you get your $300. You get to sponsor the whole episode. Not only that episode, but the series, the whole season, what's left of it. We got 3 more episodes to film. It's 2, so 5. So
Sweet.
you guys want to throw out your stuff?
Throw out our stuff.
So.
Valley printing.
Good. That one right there.
No, that there.
Black Lotus.
That one.
Say it, not just show them.
I run Black Lotus signs, just local sign company, stickers, banners, whatnot.
I own Valor Printing, stickers, banners,
Comics,
comic books. I draw comic books and print them.
naked ladies, all our stuff.
Yeah. Commission artwork.
Print all the signs out, does the calendar. Well, we ought to do a few posters with girls that want to be on posters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kevin, anything else from the host?
No, I had a blast watching you guys and harassing Brian. And
Oh, yeah, and everybody go get a. Let's throw his out.
ABSW Designs.
Make sure you go get pictures of pickles and send it to ABS
Don't do that.
Design. And send him pictures of bees, of pickles, anything. He'll really appreciate it. Probably won't talk to me and Kevin ever again, but you know that one real famous photo. The black guy like this. Kevin strapped the pickle.
He's
to
sitting
it.
on the bed.
He's sitting on the bed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so Kevin put a pickle on it. I sent it to him. Oh. Well, I think that's probably good. He's got a good 2-hour ride home. I'm going to go shower. Nobody
Yes.
needs to know that.
Getting a little late. I got to run some errands myself. So.
So, appreciate you guys joining us. Thanks again, guys. Anything else you want to add?
Nope. See you next time.
Yeah.
See you next time.
Thanks for coming and
Next
hanging
time,
out.
he's going to really owe me some money. I sure got a pretty mouth. Oh.